I'm going to show you things about Dragon Ball Z that nobody else on YouTube has ever noticed before, so make sure you subscribe for more because this journey to debunk all the bad power scalers is just beginning. I've been debating Dragon Ball since 1997 when I was 11 years old, and I first got my hands on the first copy of the original doesnt from a comic book store that imported all the original Japanese collections. GT at the time was a big thing and just came out, and we were all amazed by the new stories, so you can be sure that I'm leagues ahead of any other Dragon Ball scaler and lore expert out there. I quite literally have 30 years of experience with this and have known the pains of debating on dial-up, 56K connection, and my mom cutting off the conversations when she picked up the phone and my internet was disabled. Yeah, that was harsh times. Power levels are based on RPG game leveling systems, similar to the games that Akira Toriyama made before and during his early days working on the Dragon Ball narrative. I'm a big fan of Ragnarok Online and similar RPGs, and I've experienced all these RPG elements firsthand, as I'm sure everyone else has who has played any MMO. Power levels are not linear and do not scale to double the power stat, double the power level, meaning if your power level is 500 and your speed and strength stat is 10. So at a power level of 1000, your speed and strength would be 20, right? No, that's not how this works. We've discovered with basic math and scaling off Gotenks' Super Saiyan 1 speed feat and Goku's trip around Snake Way that doubling the power level gets you a plus 15% extra speed. So if your speed stat at power level 500 is 10, then your speed stat at power level 1000 is only 11.5, an extra 15%. However, in Dragon Ball, we've seen many times that a character can increase their speed factor by a factor of 3 times over in a short burst when key focused. So that speed factor of, let's say, 100 miles an hour will go up to 300 miles an hour and can always reach another 3 times over so long as they have enough ki to fuel it. In my last video, I explained that we have accurate readings on their speed factors due to Goku running Snake Way at a power level of 8,000 at 23,000 miles an hour, which is really fast, but nowhere near the light speed that bad scalers claim Goku can do at a power level of like 50 or 100. And we found out that Gotenks' Super Saiyan 1 trip around the Earth was clocked at 463,500 miles an hour. When you chart this out and you add in the plus 15% for each power level doubling, you get the real numbers for Goku's speed. Super Saiyan 2 Goku is exactly equal to Super Saiyan 1 Gotenks, who is always 50% stronger than Goku is in any of those forms. So Super Saiyan 2 Goku's top speed is 463,500 miles an hour, and minus 15% of that speed for Super Saiyan 1 at 393,975 miles an hour. And Super Saiyan 3 would be maxed out at 532,025 miles an hour, just over 500,000 miles an hour. Now, because I mentioned that we were all aware that the characters with great ki control can impart their ki to any specific stat to increase it up to 3 times over, that makes Goku in Super Saiyan 3 capped at around 1.5 million to 1.8 million mile per hour range, and in the previous video I gave Goku the top end and rounded up instead of down because someone like Goku would naturally have more control than most of the others to drive their ki to the brink. So rounding up is the right way and logical way to do this and not down. So I averaged it to 1.8 million miles an hour maximum for Super Saiyan 3 Goku. But what about Red God Goku? This is actually shown in the series, and I have not seen anyone else on YouTube cover this, so let me know your thoughts below. Base Goku, after getting God Ki, was on par with Majin Buu, who according to the Scouter game had a power level of 1 billion, and Kid Buu had a power level of 1.1 billion, and Super Saiyan 3 Goku had a power level of 1.2 billion. Why though? Easy. Super Saiyan 1 is 50 times base. Super Saiyan 2 is double that of Super Saiyan 1, so that's a 300 million power level for Goku. And Super Saiyan 3 is 4 times Super Saiyan 2 for 1.2 billion, which is why I use 1.2 billion in the calculations, and it matches the Scouter game perfectly. Regular fat Majin Buu is a power level of 1 billion flat, and Goku's base in Super rinsed this Buu and actually hurt him, which broke my heart to see Buu in pain during their fight in Super. Buu takes a knee, clearly greatly hurt by Goku in base. So what's the Red God multiplier? This is actually super easy to calculate. We have to take a look at fusions and figure this out first, which I did in my prior videos. Fusion has to be base plus base times 200 for Gotenks to be 50% stronger than Goku in every form. So example, if Goku's power level is 1.2 billion in Super Saiyan 3, then Gotenks in Super Saiyan 3 has to be 2.4 billion. To accomplish that number, the fusion dance has to be base plus base times 200. So let's math it out and see why I'm not making up nonsense. Gotenks at Super Saiyan 3 is 2.4 billion, divide that by 4, for Super Saiyan 2 that's 600 million, half that for Super Saiyan 1 that's 300 million, divide that by 50, for base Gotenks that's 6 million. So how do we get 6 million from two individuals? Goten and Trunks have a base power level of about 15,000, so 15,000 times 2, that's base plus base, is 30,000. 30,000 times 200 to reach the 6 million base. There's no other way around it, and I'll prove to you why in just a bit. So Goten and Trunks' base are about 15,000, and their regular Super Saiyan form is a power level 750,000. So Super Saiyan 4 Goku is 8 times Super Saiyan 3, logically because the factor amps are x50, x2, x4, and the next logical one is x8. So Goku, Super Saiyan 4, has a power level around 9.6 billion, but let's just round up to 10 billion. Now pay attention here, because this information is what Dragon Ball Heroes tried to hide from fans without telling them directly, but Eagle Eye fans, okay, just me, noticed. In the Heroes show, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Blue God Vegito and Gogeta are exactly the same power level and equal in every single way. So we know how fusions work. It's base plus base times 200. So base Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta are each 10 billion power level. So that's 20 billion times 200 for a whopping 4 trillion power level for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, God Blue Gogeta, and God Blue Vegito are all the same power level, around 4 trillion. So with this, we can work backwards with Red God and Blue God standard forms for Goku, and guess what? They're the same power level as Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta. The same way Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is the same power level as God Blue Vegito and Gogeta. The writers replaced Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta with Super Saiyan God Blue, the standard form. The numbers add up perfectly when you recall that Majin Buu was just on par with base God Ki Goku. So, base Goku in Super has a power level of about 1 billion to equal the fat Majin Buu. But how do we factor this in the right way for God Blue forms to be the same as Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta? This is really easy with basic math and working backwards. We have a set range. Base Goku in Super has a power level of 1 billion. God Blue Fusion has a power level of 4 trillion. Now we have our range box. So since fusions are base plus base times 200, we can gather the accurate numbers for Red and Blue God really easily. Divide 4 trillion by 200 for 20 billion. Divide that by 2 for Goku and Vegeta's base at 10 billion each. That's the same as Super Saiyan 4. We learned that Red God Goku is an alt form of Super Saiyan 1 in power, so when Goku absorbs God Ki, his Super Saiyan 1 form and Red God form are the same power level, and so close that Goku didn't even notice the power shift between them. So Red God is another 50x multiplier. Base God Ki Goku, 1 billion, Red God, 50 billion, Blue God, another 50x for 2.5 trillion. This might sound wrong, but remember that these characters can reach 3 times above their current stats with focusing. So 2.5 trillion for God Blue Goku comes closer to 7.5 trillion, and Fusion God Blue forms become 12 trillion. Check out how the power levels match. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, 4 trillion. Base Goku is the same power level as the former villain in Dragon Ball Z. This is how the writers operate. They're simplifying everything. When you simplify this and don't get super complex with random boost amps and just keep the numbers as simple as possible, this is what you get, and it also fits with the hero's narrative too. This is literally impossible. It's not impossible because they wrote it this way. It's only impossible if you're a fake Dragon Ball scaler. Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta's power level are exactly 10 billion. Buhan in Dragon Ball Z was Kid Buu at 1.1 billion, combined with Super Buu at 2.4 billion, combined with Gotenks at 2.4 billion, combined with Gohan at 4.8 billion, who has to be at least twice the power level of Gotenks to get the job done, and also Piccolo around 160 million. All of that adds up to about 10 million if you round it down. So once again, the new era in GT has the same power level as the former villain from the last generation. Super Saiyan 4 Goku has the same power level as max power level Buhan. And this was repeated in Super. So Super Saiyan 4 Goku has the same power level as Buhan. God Blue Fusions has the same power level as Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Are you understanding yet? So Red God automatically gets Goku the X50 amp in his natural base form. Goku has two paths to power, using God Ki in his base form to amp his base form with Divine Ki by a factor of 50. From base 1 billion to Red God 50 billion, or as we saw in the Beerus fight, when his God Ki runs out or he can't use it right because he's inexperienced, his body takes over and amps into regular Super Saiyan 1 form, which is the same X50 amp, and Goku didn't even notice the power. So Goku can use God Ki if he wants, or not. But both routes get the exact same power level. God Ki absorbed and also using Divine Red God form, power level 50 billion. God Ki absorbed but not using Red God, instead using the classic Super Saiyan 1 multiplier, also 50 billion. Everything matches perfectly. Fans overcomplicate this, but the writers always keep it very simple, and Heroes really showed us the equal power levels between fusion forms in God Blue and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is insanely more powerful than fans give him credit. Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, at just Super Saiyan 4 only being the exact same power level as Buhan when fused, that's when both of them combined for an extra 200 times boost. The math doesn't lie. It's the only accurate power levels list in the world on this video right here, right now. These numbers add up to almost the same from the Z era to the Super era to Heroes. That's not possible. Are you understanding what I'm saying? It's not possible. You cannot deny that 3 different eras add up to the same numbers. It's specifically written this way on purpose. So there you go. The only accurate, non-biased, non-headcanon, only using the source material power levels you have on the entire internet. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, 1.2 billion. Base God Ki Goku, 1 billion, the same as Fat Majin Buu. Red God, 50 billion. Blue God Goku, 2.4 trillion. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, 10 billion, the same exact number as Buhan. Super Saiyan 3 Gogeta, Blue Vegito, and Blue God Gogeta, all at 5.4 trillion. Where's Broly? Less than 5 trillion, able to be easily tapped by Blue God Gogeta. Where's Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Broly? Somewhere right on par with Blue God Gogeta, Vegito, and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, who did a great job against him. But where's my boy, Super Saiyan 1 Cumber? 15 plus trillion. Far out of reach of all of the above, the scariest mofo in all of Dragon Ball history so far. Also, hot take, Blue God forms are stronger than Mastered Ultra Instinct, and Goku's MUI form is just a focused Red God form at best. And recall that we stated that MUI Goku during the Moro arc is less than Galaxy tier and will die from Moro's swelling of energy explosion that is not powerful enough to fully wipe the galaxy that they're in. Worse off galaxies in the Dragon Ball cosmology are only 10 light years wide, and if you want more data on that, watch all of the other million videos that I have proving this. Blue God Goku's speed is 1.6 million miles an hour with a cap at 4.8 million miles an hour, using the plus 15% extra speed for every doubling of the power level. Blue God Gogeta and Vegito are clocked at 1.9 million miles an hour, with a cap at 5.7 million miles an hour. God Blue Gogeta can move at the exact same speed as Quicksilver in Days of Future Past, so someone can call this coincidence if they want, but I really doubt it, because these are all super nerds on the writing staff. 5.4 to 5.7 million miles an hour is only about 0.85% the speed of light, and this is faster than Jiren, Hit, and Dispo by heaps. More so, this is much faster than Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. This is much faster than Granola and Gas. Gas clearly has flight hacks and can fly beyond light speed, and I am absolutely on board with that, but I think it's more like Whis' special ability to move that fast than anything key-driven. You think these numbers don't make sense because it's only 15% faster per power level doubling. This is how all RPG games work and what power levels are based on. It requires massive training and massive amps, double, to get that plus 15% boost in speed, but recall that 3 times your stats is what they can push themselves to, so imagine that someone can push themselves 3 times beyond you no matter what you do. It requires massive training. Their perception being 30 to 35% faster at cap. That means they're already moving before you noticed it. Their ability to fire neurons and start a blitz towards you. That means that they could do this 30% faster than your brain can even register. And with combat usually taking place in very short ranges, that distance is very short. So they don't move too far, and by the time you even register anything, they're already in a speed blitz heading for you, and at that distance, they're likely already standing next to you before your brain even registered it, even though their power level is only double yours.